welcome to the WIHS Journal. On today's broadcast, we'll be talking to Dr. Aziza Glass. She is a renowned veterinarian and animal advocate. She also has a background in both traditional and holistic veterinarian practice. Join us today as she'll give us some tips and some advice for the holidays for our great pet lovers out there with Christmas right around the corner. So today's conversation, we'll be talking, of course, the holidays just around the corner and some pet safety. So I know that you're kind of known for, which everybody knows, Fresh Pet. Are you the founder of that food?
No, I'm definitely not the founder of Fresh Pet. I think that I did not have the resources or foresight in order to start that. I was still in vet school at the time, or in college. But I am someone who, as a veterinarian and someone who practices integrative medicine, had already began recommending fresh food to patients, especially if they were dealing with some really serious diseases like patients that I was treating for cancer. And I realized early on that food is therapy and it has healing properties. So especially those that were picky eaters, I started to recommend home-cooked diets, but not all of my clients could cook. Not everybody knows how to boil a pot of water. So the next thing was being able to have some fresh food that was specifically prepared for pets that they could use as a base and maybe add a herb here or there in order to make it even more customized and appropriate for what that patient needed. And Fresh Pet was one of the first products, one of the first brands that was able to meet that need and was readily available for these clients as well.
So now we're talking about the holidays, a hectic time coming up with Christmas. And what are some of the do's and dangers and don'ts that we should be aware of for our furry friends?
So the do's and don'ts when it comes to holidays and our pets, a lot of people take for granted, but number one is going to be nutrition. Whenever you have family and friends over, there's going to be a lot of food on the table. Some people think that it's cute to give table scraps to pets, whether they're dogs or a cat. And a lot of times these foods are not good for our pets because of the ingredients that we cook with. So, even as humans, we don't always eat healthily ourselves, which could be even worse when it comes to our pets, giving it to our pets. So instead, I recommend that people have food that is, or treats that are set aside specifically for their pets. And even when it comes to those table scraps, I tell folks all the time, you can give food to your pets that's on the table. It just depends on what's on the table. So yes, you can have, while you have green bean casserole, just put aside some fresh green beans for your pets to add to a wonderful base like the Fresh Pet turkey recipe that has cranberries, spinach, and blueberries. And that way, everyone is able to enjoy the festivities, enjoy the menu, without having to worry about any sickness or illness with the pets. A lot of the plants that we associate with the holidays, like the poinsettias, the holly, the mistletoe, are actually toxic to our pets. And if they chew on the leaves or on some of the stems of the plants, it can cause GI issues. And sometimes these pets even have to go to the emergency center, the emergency hospital. So making sure that you're able to keep those plants out of reach of them so that they can enjoy them from afar is going to be kind of the basics that I would recommend for all pet families.
Are you referring to specifically just for cats for the poinsettias or cats and dogs?
Cats and dogs.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that for dogs. So that's a really good pearls of wisdom there. And what are some ways that we can make our pets feel a little bit of that extra love around the holidays, because we're busy, we're in and out, we got a lot of people coming in. What's some tips about giving them some extra love?
So one of the things that we can do to show the extra love for our pets during the holiday season is making sure that they are involved. Just like your kids can have presents under the tree, so can your pets. They enjoy ripping open wrapping paper as well.
Yes, they do.
Being able to still have special times with them, like taking them on a walk, where it's just the two of you. Maybe you're going sightseeing with all the Christmas tree lightings and things as a family. Some people do it as a caravan in their car. Bring your pet with you. Or maybe you're going to be walking around the neighborhood to admire all the different lighting, decorations. Your pet can go with you on that walk. And then finally, making sure that that they're also being spoiled, essentially. And how you spoil them is going to vary. But even something as simple as having good treats that are still delicious, still healthy, and are still safe for them, like Fresh Pets, Dog Joy, turkey bacon, and they even have some chicken bites too. And these are some of the things that they think they're being spoiled, but it's also healthy, it's safe for them, and I think they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. If you are tuning in right now, I'm speaking to Dr. Azia Glass, and she's a veterinarian. I love hearing all these great tips and suggestions for our pet furry friends. So I didn't ask about a background because I know you have an extensive one. Maybe you can just provide a background for our listeners so they know a little bit about you.
Yes, I am Dr. Aziza Glass from Houston. I have my own practice in Houston where I focus on integrative medicine, which means that I do a little bit of the typical veterinary medicine as well as incorporate other alternative or holistic services like acupuncture, laser therapy, massage therapy. And one of the things that I have learned by being able to incorporate these two different styles of medicine is, once again, that food is therapy in and of itself. And there's a reason why we instinctively will drink ginger ale when we have an upset stomach. There's something about the ginger itself that helps to settle the stomach. And the same thing, being able to understand that history, being able to understand the properties of ingredients that we find in our grocery stores and how we can incorporate it into the well-being and the treatment of our pets is something that I really enjoy. And that's why when it comes to food like Fresh Pet or other different treatment options, I'm able to create a customized and unique treatment plan for a lot of patients that oftentimes come to me as a second opinion or even as the last resort. And it's very rewarding to see these patients improve and have a good quality of life. And I try to make them as comfortable as possible for as long as possible.
One last question. So for me as a pet owner, I have a Shih Tzu and she's my third one. What are the known factors for Shih Tzus and how, any dog at that 9-year-old age, what are the good things we can do to keep that longevity in their bodies?
So one of the things that we can do, whether it's a Shih Tzu who's 9 years old or a German Shepherd, is just making sure that you stay on top of their wellness and preventative medicine, making sure that if they have already been diagnosed with a chronic disease, that we're being very diligent about the monitoring and making sure that there's no adjustments of dosages that are needed, making sure that we make adjustments to their diet as they age. Puppies are going to have very different nutritional requirements versus a senior dog. A senior dog is going to need a lot more omega fatty acids, like those found in Fresh Pet recipes that have salmon or ocean whitefish, versus a puppy that's going to need something that's a lot more high calorie in order to help them burn those calories as they're playing and exploring and learning about the world.
I really enjoyed our conversation. You gave us such great tips for this holiday season. Any other details you would like to share with our listeners before we close the broadcast today?
Yes, so I would just encourage everyone to just make sure that they take a pause and incorporate and include all of their furry babies and their four-legged family members into the holiday season. Don't leave them out. They want to enjoy and be with the family just as much as everyone else.
Do you have a website too to find out more details about you?
Yes, absolutely. So they can go to freshpet.com.
Once again on the broadcast with us was Dr. Aziza Glass, a renowned veterinarian and animal advocate known for her compassionate approach for pet care and dedication to educating pet owners. For more details about today's broadcast, give us a call at 860-346-1049. I'm Anissa Porticelli for News and Public Affairs.